I don't really know how to start this other than my hair looks like shit. Let's talk about that while I make it look slightly less terrible. I mentioned throughout this video that when I was at the beauty supply store, the lady sold me on this color sealer thing, which you saw me try. I don't know if I just did it incorrectly, but I just need you to know, this is what it looks like after the second wash. I'm not bullshitting you right now. This is 2 washes. I am displeased, and this weekend I am going to go and I'm gonna buy a fucking tub of Vampire Red. This is entirely too much oil. I did not mean for it to be that much. I'm gonna start on the ends. Oh, it's too much. It's too much. Slightly less frizzy and staticky. But that should be helped when I go and get the Vampire Red and put it on my hair, because I know that that is a blood red. I know it is like the exact shade that I want. And I also know that it lasts way fucking longer than this did. However, Manic Panic is notoriously notorious for changing their formula just randomly for the worse. Because there's been a couple colors where I'm like, I used to use this in high school and it used to be pretty good, and then you use it again later and you're like, did I get a bad batch? What the fuck is wrong with this? There's been a couple colors where it's like, I remember this being like a quite like long lasting, I was gonna say sturdy, long lasting pigmented color, and then you go to use it later on and you're like, why is this suddenly sheer as fuck and washes out of your hair if you look at it the wrong way? I used to use After Midnight Blue. That was like the blue that I used. The last couple times that I've used it, it's been one of those colors. But like my 2 colors that I was like this with, of like, I know this will work every time without fail and it will be in my hair for 6 billion years. It was Pillar Box Red, and then the shoppers that was local to me stopped carrying it for some reason. And then it was Vampire Red. I want to see if I can find Pillar Box Red again, because that was even more blood red than Vampire Red. Vampire Red is much more vibrant, but it's still got that like brown base. Pillar Box Red is much more brown. Anyways, looks significantly less frizzy now. A little less wavy though, because the oil kind of weighs it down. And then I look like shit because I couldn't sleep last night. So I stopped looking at the clock when it was like 6 a.m. I'd had enough. And I was in a terrible mood because I spent last night making a video for my art TikTok. And then I did a very stupid thing. I edited it and was like, actually, I feel really good about this. This feels like a good video that could potentially like actually get some amount of attention. I went to save it to my drafts so I could post it later, and I got a little message that was like, you're out of storage space in your drafts. Delete some drafts to fill up space? What? Free up space. And I was like, well, the drafts that are taking up storage space aren't even on this account, and if I switch accounts without posting this, I'm gonna lose it, but I don't want to post it right now. You have like 2 options. Go exit the app, delete extra videos you've already imported to your computer for projects you're currently editing that don't need to be on your phone anymore, or change TikTok's storage location from your internal storage to your SD card because it has like next to nothing on it. What did I do? I deleted the main clip, which was like an 11-minute time lapse I had sped up permanently, and the entire first half of the video. And then went back into TikTok being like, okay, I'll save it to drafts now, and it was like, can't save this, there's video clips missing. And I was like, huh? Why would there be video clips missing? They're right here. And I went back into the editing thing and all the clips from that time lapse were blacked out, and I was like, what the fuck? What happened? And then I was like, oh my fucking god, I'm the dumbest person on the planet. Why did I do that like that? What is wrong with me? I literally have like an entire fucking hair dye video for this and a bunch of other vlog shit that I filmed and have already backed up still on my phone that I could have deleted. What the fuck? I already couldn't sleep and was doing that because I couldn't sleep, and then that just put me in such a fucking terrible mood because I just felt like actually the fucking dumbest person alive. I genuinely don't even know what I was thinking. I think the problem is that I wasn't thinking. Didn't cry about it though. Though that's like the main way I regulate my emotions, so it was a little bit like, it would actually help me a lot to cry right now. I think I would feel better like almost immediately. But I just couldn't for some reason, so I did not. And I think that was around like 3 a.m. And then I just stayed up. And the reason I'm on the couch right now is because this is where I slept, and I am gonna regret that. I'm already regretting it. I woke up and my neck was sore. But I physically could not sleep in my bed. Literally, no matter what I tried over there, I was sleeping the correct way up. I was sleeping like side to side on the bed. I was sleeping with my head at the footboard. Different fucking angles and orientations. I was trying like different combinations of blankets and pillows. And then the sun started coming up, and I was like, well, now it's too fucking bright in here. And my cat fucking opened the door randomly. Normally if he opens the door in the middle of the night, it's like to leave and go start screaming at the top of the stairs. That is not what he did. I don't remember what time it was. Sometime around like 4 a.m. I was desperately trying to convince myself that I was tired. And my back was facing him. And I just hear him get up, meow, wander over to the door, start like grabbing it with his little claws, and then pull it open. And I kept waiting to be like, I'm gonna have to fucking get up and get him so he's not waking up the entire fucking house in the middle of the night. And I waited, and I waited, and eventually I sat up and turned around, and he was back in his bed. And I was like, you just needed some extra airflow in here? Or what the fuck? I just left it open for a couple hours. And then when I went to get up and move over here, I closed it, because I don't like the door being open when I am sleeping. We were in our own house, I would not give a shit. I used to keep my door like open a crack so that he could go, especially since his litter box was not in my room, but because everything is like self-contained in here, because it's not really supposed to be a bedroom, at least not long term. It's supposed to be like a living room that also just happens to have a bed in it, but it's turned into a bedroom slash living room slash sewing room slash office. And there's also a litter box in here. I need to not be living here anymore, actually. Every time I think about it too much, I'm like, I gotta go. This is not what I planned to film this for, but I kind of miss doing those, like, I ramble at you videos. So, did break my tablet. Well, I don't know if I did, is the thing. Because it seems like it's probably a part malfunction. I'm gonna adjust the camera like this, because I'm slouching anyways. Why is it up there, you know? I was streaming like a week ago, a week ago now. I did that one super short stream that's like an hour where I was looking for cats in Minecraft. I went to end stream, and normally I use my tablet as like a second monitor for my computer so that I can have the game on my main monitor and then be monitoring my stream on the second monitor and like looking at my chat and stuff, because that makes everything like worlds easier. And so I turned to my second monitor to go and turn the stream off, and I look at the fucking screen, I move my mouse over, and it goes completely black, and it's like unresponsive, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm trying to literally end my stream right now. So I just spam clicked on OBS on my fucking taskbar on the main monitor until it showed up on my main monitor, and then I was like, okay, I can fucking end stream now. And then as soon as I ended stream, the display on my tablet came back, so I was like, that's fucking weird. But I assumed it might be Smart Connect, which is what I used to do the second monitor. It always has weird glitches because Bluetooth and Wi-Fi connections are very finicky. They can be. So I just assumed it was some kind of weird connection issue. And then a few hours later, after stream, I was like, I really want to work on, I have them now because I made them on my PC, but I wanted borders for my Twitch streams so that they look nicer. Before, it had literally just been basic ass like OBS. I put the game on the screen and I put my camera on top of it. That's literally what it is. And in order to get Minecraft to fit, and also not constantly like cut out if I click off. I have to keep it in windowed mode because game capture just doesn't work with Minecraft. I cannot get it to work. I have tried every single fucking fix that I can find on random ass forum posts. It just doesn't work. So there's like black borders on the bottom and the top of the screen because if I stretch it, it would just cut off too much. Or it would be like visibly noticeably stretched. So I just kept the black bars and was like, I'll just make a border. And so I made borders. I was trying to make them on my tablet and I had spent like an hour just figuring out what I even wanted to do. And then my fucking tablet screen just goes black. I'm actively in IBIS Paint drawing something. I don't even remember what. The screen just turned off and I was like, what the fuck? Did I like bump the case and it locked itself? Did it just lock? Did it screen time out? No. Nothing. It was completely unresponsive. So I was like, okay, I'll just restart it then. Fuck that project I was working on, I guess. Didn't really have much done in it. I was still trying to figure out what I even wanted to do. But screen turned off. Could not get the screen to turn back on, no matter what I did. And the small amount of screen I would see would be like a teeny tiny little flicker. And I was like, well, shit. No way it died, right? Maybe it's just dead. Maybe it just doesn't have enough battery power. Even though when it is dead, it will literally show up with a little empty battery logo. And I was like, I'm pretty sure while I was streaming earlier, it said it was at like 89%. So I started Googling frantically because I'm like, what is wrong with my tablet? None of the fixes work. Because that's always how it is. Every single time I have a tech problem that is like slightly obscure, none of the fucking fixes will work. So I was like, well shit. I did cry about that a little bit. It was really sad because I was like, one of the first things I was like, I am gonna plug it in and see if my computer will still connect to it so I can at least back up all my art because I have most of it posted, but they're not like the highest quality pictures because most websites or apps will compress the ever-loving fuck out of pictures you post, especially if, say, you're drawing and using really big canvases so you can include a lot of detail. All I have are fair few that I posted in butt-ass quality because I never backed it up because it's not even a year old. So I didn't feel any need to back it up because I was like, there's no way it's gonna fucking shit the bed anytime soon because it's a year old and I'm incredibly gentle with all of my technology. So why would I back it up? Should have fucking backed it up. Or at least I put a fucking 64 gig SD card in there and never used it. At any point I could have been like, let me make copies and put them on my SD card. Oh my god, my Minecraft worlds. No! I didn't even think about my Minecraft worlds. To be fair, I don't even think you can get saves off your mobile device. Cause I tried. Cause I was like, I wanna play, there was a world on my phone that I wanted to play on my tablet. That one I still have, luckily. Not the one from my tablet though. RIP. I was gonna say, got screenshots of it though. In Discord. They were on my tablet too. Goddamn. Completely forgot about that. Well, rest in peace to all of the Minecraft worlds I had on there. Completely forgot about that until just now. Anyway, I'm gonna lose all of my data, and weirdly, it feels surprisingly easy to accept. Hoarding disorder is something that runs in my family. My biggest problem is like clothes. I will just buy clothes all the time that I barely wear and don't need. That is like fucking hereditary, I think. But I also will just accumulate random shit. But the worst for me is I'm like a digital hoarder. I cannot handle deleting or losing photos and videos. So I just fill up drives and storage space like nobody's fucking business. And then I have to go through and delete stuff because I have no fucking storage space. And I can't get myself to because I'm like, oh, but this picture I took 6 years ago and never look at because it reminds me of a horrible time in my life. Why am I keeping that? I don't know, but I gotta. What if I want to look at it later? I won't because it reminds me of a horrible time in my life. But what if I want to look at it again? And trigger myself, because that's all it really does. Don't know what that's about. I think also, I mean, hoarding and trauma are like this. Every single person in my immediate family who has problems with hoarding, you can connect it directly to a trauma that happened. Poverty is just like a gateway drug to being a hoarder. For lack of better terms. Because you just start keeping shit because you're like, well, I don't have anything, so I gotta have something. Even if it's nonsense and garbage and shit that just bullshit you don't need, you're never gonna use, but you have the thing. You have something that is yours. Even if it is literally a heap of trash. Or 600 bags of clothing that you will never wear and don't look at. Who cares? Because it's yours and you own it. And nobody can take it away. Because nobody fucking wants it. And that's why you have it. And even if you know that, it's still difficult to get in the, like, mindset of, I need to get rid of this because it's useless to me and it's just causing me stress because my house is a fucking disaster and looks like shit. And then also, you combine that with, like, severe depression that just compounds with the depression, and depression does that weird thing where you just don't have the ability to, like, take care of yourself and clean up after yourself, so then you just end up with not only a hoarding problem, but then everything is dirty and gross, and there's, like, bugs and shit and trash in your hoard. So it's, you know, it's like I don't really have a concept of, like, what is a normal amount of stuff, clearly, because everyone in my immediate family are hoarders. Anyways, we were talking about my tablet, not generational trauma and hoarding disorder. If there's one thing you can count on me for, it's a long-winded tangent that is just related enough, just slightly. I really am good at connecting the dots where there just aren't really any. It's the fucking BuzzFeed Unsolved meme of,
I've connected the two dots.
You didn't connect shit, but
I've connected them.
that's just my brain, constantly. Tablet, where were we? Yeah, never backed it up. Going back to that, I basically started looking into my warranty, because I was like, well, that seemed like a good idea, because I didn't break this, to my knowledge. Your bones are wet right now. I don't know how to tell you this. The driest bones in your body are, like, your teeth. And even then, they're pretty wet. Hope you enjoy that. Your bones are wet. Fuck you, dries your bones. Anyways, what the fuck was it? Yeah, I've always taken, like, precautions to make sure that it's, like, not gonna get wet, it's not gonna be dropped, I'm not gonna, like, hit it on something, I'm not gonna crack the screen. I'm very neurotically careful about all of my technology, because I'm like, my phone is probably the thing I'm roughest with, because by now they're pretty well built to, like, handle being manhandled constantly. I don't know how good the folio case that comes with the Lenovo Tab M11 is at, like, drop protection, but I think I've dropped it, like, a couple times, and it's been like I'm walking around carrying it and it's fallen on my hands or something, and this entire area is carpeted, so it's only ever fallen on carpet. Or, like, it's in my bed and I accidentally kick it out of my bed, and so it falls like 2 at most feet off the ground. I started looking at my warranty and I was pissed off because the warranty that the little instruction manuals take you to, because I also kept the entire original box and packaging for it, because I also do that. The warranty page they take you to, there's supposed to be a table in the big warranty document that says, here are the products that we have warranties for. This is the warranty and this is the kind of repair it covers. And they just have a table with 3 blank sections in it. And there's just no other information. So I was like, okay, fuck. Well, is there somewhere I can go to check to see, like, what the warranty on this would have been? And there's like a page where you can go that will show you what your warranty is. So I go to that fucking page and they're like, yeah, your warranty started in April 2024. And you've already missed that window. Go fuck yourself. And I was like, I didn't buy my tablet until August 2024. What the fuck you mean the warranty started in April? I wouldn't own it for another, like, 6 months. What? So, got the receipt, filled out the warranty update thing, updated the warranty, and they're like, great, you have 16 days left of your warranty, because now my warranty is updated, so it's I bought it August 15th, 2024. I have until August 15th, 2025 to say, hey, something's fucking wrong with this thing. Can you please fix it for me? I go to their like troubleshooting page. None of their troubleshoots work because I've already read all of them everywhere else online. So that takes me to a page where I can like submit a repair ticket. So I submit my repair ticket and they get back to me like pretty quickly and they're like, yeah, you're gonna need to send that to us expeditiously, which I was kind of surprised with. But I mean, they want to get to it before the warranty is over. Also, make sure that you're not just like fucking around. You know, if you submit a repair ticket, you probably want it repaired, and they want to repair it for you, you know? Got back to me pretty quick, and we're like, hey, we're gonna mail you a box. It's just a box with like a big bubble thing in it. I got my box. I still have my box. My tablet is in the box. My little repair sheet thing that's supposed to go in there is all filled out. And then tomorrow, because tomorrow's Saturday, I'm gonna take it to a place where I can ship it to them. It's going all the way up to fucking North Bay. I was nosy, so I was like, I gotta find out exactly where it's going, because they give you like the address and postal code, obviously. They gave me a pre-printed label, which I was very appreciative of. I'm so used to companies being lazy as fuck when it comes to like, you need to return something. We're gonna make it as inconvenient for you as humanly possible. I just kept it in the case with the pen because I felt like a good idea. My cases got a bunch of stickers on it, so I'm hoping they don't take them off. I don't see why they'd need to, because one of those stickers is my stickers too. I make it. It's a little cat. It says ouch. I should put more designs up. Kind of fucking hard for me though, because I can't draw them. I want to fucking get one of those shirts with the ghosts on it, because genuinely I really like that design and I think it's very cool. Not to fucking eat my own ass, but I think it's really cool. Like, well, not to be too transparent, but the t-shirts are kind of expensive. That's why in my like announcements and updates video, I was like, I completely understand if you can't afford those and don't want to buy them, because I can't even afford it. When I bought my own merch and I got like the original like ghost shirt and I got the stickers and the pin, that was like a lot of money to spend. Especially on my own merch. I completely understand if people don't want to buy those because it is very expensive. It's only just really for fun, and if you wanna, that is something like I cannot stress enough. So yeah, that's that with my tablet. I have to stream tonight. I was worried I was gonna be too tired to do it, but the more I've been like up and awake, the less I feel like it's gonna be a difficult task. We'll see how I feel later though. Who knows how long the generally okay and not that tired will last. Hopefully I can sleep tonight and I don't just repeat it again. That would be unfortunate. Earlier, I wish I got a picture of it. Lately, on rare occasions, my cat has been so incredibly friendly and like super cute. Earlier, when I woke up, he was yapping. So I was like, why don't you come here? So I snatched him. I got him to come up next to me and I scooped him onto the couch. And I put him in my lap because I was still like lying here. And I had this blanket on me that he really likes. It's very soft. He likes to knead it. And since, I never really talked about it, but last summer he got out of the place we're staying. Now at this point we've basically just been renting it like an apartment. Back then it was still very much just like Airbnb we were at, and we figured we're probably gonna have to bounce around more. But he got out like not too long before we had to leave this Airbnb. I was like, I'm never gonna see him again. I did though, luckily we were able to come back here because we built like such a good relationship with the people here, but I was so scared because we basically had to leave for an entire week and we weren't 100% sure that we were going to be able to come back, and we weren't sure where we were going to go after if we couldn't come back. But luckily we were able to. I did eventually get him back inside. I am so glad that I have taken an interest in like TNR and like that kind of thing, because not only did I know what a cat trap was, I had a pretty good idea of where you could get them and how to use them. It took a bit of a learning curve though, and much troubleshooting, but eventually we captured him. And then he was so lovey-dovey when he came back. Like, he is generally a very aloof, standoffish, shy cat, and also just doesn't like being touched a lot. So basically me as a cat. Very aloof, shy, uncomfortable with being touched, would prefer to just sort of be near you, like in the same room as you, rather than like snuggled up with you type of thing. The problem is though, is that entirely changes for me when I am with somebody that I like love a lot. Like if I have like a close friendship or like I'm dating somebody, obviously all of those barriers are gonna drop. So I love and care for him deeply and I just want to snuggle him all the time, but he doesn't like it, so I don't. He was super snuggly for like the first couple weeks after he came back, and then he kind of just stopped doing it. He would literally meow at you every time he like woke up from a nap, and he would like sleep so soundly and deeply. Normally he's sleeping, but he's not like REM sleep, you know, most of the time. He was snoozing. He was zonked. There was a couple times where I was a little worried about him because I was like, he's been quiet for a while, and I'd find him like curled up in a ball somewhere, and I'd like come up to him, and normally if you just walk up to him, he'll immediately like sit up and be like, what the fuck? He's like very hyper vigilant, very relatable. But he didn't do that, and I was like, oh, maybe he's just like really deeply sleeping. But he would be kind of still and wouldn't move, and I'd like nudge him to try and wake him up, and he'd just be like floppy, like a sack of bones, and I would freak out because I was like, oh my fucking god, is he alive? And you'd like wiggle him a lot, and he'd be like, what the fuck is your problem? I'm awake, goddamn. But yeah, he kind of stopped being so lovey-dovey. Because literally, he would scream meow at me specifically to cuddle. Like, not even like, I'm gonna sit in your lap. Like, I want to be on your chest, snuggled up to you, kneading your shoulder and like nuzzling you. And I'm like, who is this cat? This isn't the cat I've had for like my entire life. Who the fuck are you? Also, I do know it is him. He has a very distinctive freckle in his eye, or on his eye, very unique to him specifically. It was one of the things I put in his missing poster of like, anyways, he was very snuggly and then he stopped doing it, but there's like moments where he'll still be like so snuggly, and he was doing that this morning. He's like curled up on my chest, and he does this thing sometimes when he's very comfy that he started doing since then, where he'll like actually rest his head on you. Because before, if he was sitting on your lap, he was always still like on high alert, ready to like leave at any moment. He started doing this thing where he just rests his head and like completely relaxes and just dissolves into a puddle of drool, and it is the cutest fucking thing ever. And it only happens for like at maximum like 5 minutes or so at a time, but I love it so much, and every single time I want to take like a billion pictures and videos of it because he like never does it, and when he does do it, it feels so special. I just love him so much. That's just my little guy right there. That's just my little fella. He's sitting in the beanbag over there. Please excuse how fucking disastrous this room is. That's my little guy right there. That's my little fella. That's him. Anyways, I've almost been recording for an hour, so I need to shut up and stop rambling. Hope you enjoyed. This was not planned, but I liked it. I kind of miss doing one of these. I was thinking about it. I used to do them all the time, and then started doing them less and less and less. I think I struggle with like how much is too much to share about my personal life. I've mentioned in one of my past hair dye videos, I've like dealt with, unrelated to like social media and YouTube, just like personal life shit, being like stalked and harassed before, and that's still something I struggle with, and I'm like sort of stuck on when it comes to social media stuff, because it's like, I'm all for being personable and genuine, but also I'm like, where do I draw the line exactly? Like, what is too much? There's the obvious things of like, obviously I'm not gonna talk about like what city I'm living. I'm not gonna give out my address, stupid shit like that, or like where I'm working or things like that. But I don't know, sometimes I'm like, how much is too much to share, you know? I don't know. Usually most of that gets like, if I feel like I've overshared, it gets weeded out in the editing process. But yeah, it's something I struggle with a lot, of like, you can't really help fostering a parasocial relationship, because if someone is gonna have that with you, they're just gonna have that regardless. I've seen people who like barely show their face and barely talk about their life that people have wicked bad parasocial relationships for. So it's just kind of being a person who is online that people watch, so you can't really avoid it. But I'm always like, I don't want to be like giving too much or seeming like I'm encouraging it, because it does make me uncomfortable, and it's something that always makes me like second guess posting content online. But it's like I've committed to it now, and I don't want to completely sound like it's all sunk cost fallacy, but it's like sometimes I'm like, it would be kind of nice to be like mysterious and like unknown and just a regular person who doesn't, but also it's fun, so it's like, you know. Anyway, I need to leave because I've almost been recording for an hour. It's 59 minutes and counting up on the seconds. So I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. Yep. I don't have anything else to say. Thank you. Goodbye.